Hey everybody, nice to see you. Here we are on episode 24 of The Joy of Functional Game Dev, and the GitHub repository, the tag is v0.23, end of episode 23, start of episode 24. There is no Trello board to look at. Well, we do have a Trello board we can look at, but it's not doesn't have anything we haven't done. We just have some cleanup work to do, and let us get right to it. To start up my there's my controller. Let's give it a start. And one of the first clunky things that I want to take on is if I go about credits, this is what I get. I don't know if I don't know how well it shows on the video, but it quickly switches in between, so it looks like every other frame is interspersed between the about credits and the title screen. So it's flipping back and forth. You can perhaps see it yourself if you run the game. And the reason that is quite simply because on the options state. Wait, which one am I on? It's the about. Yeah, about. Okay. On the about state, all it does is say, hey, get me the keyboard state and grab me the buttons rather than tracking. So similarly to how we're doing that, let's find it. Where are you? So anything with a board state has the same that tracks the keyboard state and the game state. But what we're not doing is we're not tracking it for these things, for the title screen, the help state, the about state, and as well as the high score state. And the problem with the high score state is I already have a bit here, and I'm always a little reluctant to I don't mind a tuple with 2, and I generally don't mind a tuple with 3, but a tuple with 3 where it's also a list, you only live once, and it's also what else am I going to do? Make a different record type with all these things in it? No. Alright, let's throw it on all of them. And we're about to, and let's go down the rabbit hole, because we're gonna compile. It's gonna complain all over the place, and then we're gonna fix it. Like, hey man, this was supposed to. For this case, I don't care as far as rendering it goes. It doesn't matter. So that one's cool. So there's that one. Title screen. And this one's KG. Same thing for help state. The about state. This could be high scores KG. KG. And that should take care of a few of them. What's KG? What? Title screen. Did I? No, it was like here's keyboard state times the game state. So title state of that. Or board state. Keyboard state times game state. Well, times. Coupled with. Build. Come on. Works for options. Little underscore works for option state, so it should work for title screen. Okay. course, I also have high scores, comma K, comma G, although it's really I don't care, and I don't care. You should work. Let's load game state with title screen. What am I? Hey, look, everybody, I can still fail. Episode 24, I can still fail a whole lot. Keyboard state time, pad state, title screen of, keyboard state, and pad state. What am I doing, guys? Shout at me. So if I just say title screen, it's going to yell at me. So I was expecting to have load game state. Interesting. Let game state equal load game state at game state with title screen very bizarre. What am I doing wrong? Okay, let's take this out. So the title screen is fine. What am I doing wrong? I'm leaving this in. I'm recording it. That's right. Because flailing and failing, it's a way of life. Outstate that. Okay, and that makes it okay. Constructors applied to okay. Very strange. It's a high score list. Am I doing this wrong? Alright, as usual, backtrack, going back. Do it one at a time. Okay. Hey dudes, failing and fly. I did option state. What did I do wrong? I'm still failing. Just the high scores. Now we're back to where we were. Still failing. Okay, this one's KG. G. Sure. Alright. Now, rather than being overzealous and shooting everything, we're going to say, do we need to actually put the parentheses here? I don't think we do. Keyword state times gamepad state. So now, put it just on title screen, and a fail. Expected to have type. So, what is Where's game state? Load game state. Let me go to the declaration of this. Oh my goodness. Oh. Ha ha ha. You know what? Upstart is keyboard. Get state. Gamepad. Get state. My goodness. Okay. Now we have to actually call the thing. Oh, it's got to be player index 1. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's yeah, because we're cool now. Well, that was interesting. So now actually I can do this. Where did I jump to? I jumped way too far down. Alright. So, the explanation of what happened is initially the game state variable was being created to be title screen, and title screen is really just a it's really just a function. It's a function of that returns a game state. So it thinks game state is a function that returns. So loading it means that, hey, I don't know what you're talking about, but there's not an easy way to detect this error. And that's a really interesting thing. And it is kind of a thing where type inference is a very powerful tool and can make for much shorter code. But in this case, when you're refactoring something, it can get you into a trouble where you're like, I have no idea what I did wrong. So it's going to be high scores KG. Nothing, comma, nothing. So that's all cool. So these things are all great. So title screen KG. Help state KG. About state KG. So it's going to be high scores KG. We're going to do that. So option state. Option state KG. But here has type. So in my various update functions, it's returning these things. So let gamepad state equal that. Yeah, this is where word state gamepad state. This is where type inference can get you into trouble, and where a strong advocate of, hey dude, how's about you you specify what your types are, because type inference can be a great thing, but can also kick your butt. So my option state, so go to the definition, turns option state, and those, they're all fine actually. The expression was expected to have Oh, uh-huh. All right, watch this. See this thing, update title state, has it's expecting it to be whatever help state is, which is a function that takes and gets scores into I'm actually going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're actually... Nope, I don't actually need it. It's one gamepad state. I don't need the triple pipe because it is actually only one thing that goes into the high score state. So my update title state, and this is another one just like it, where it says, hey, I was expecting this thing, but got this other thing. So right here it says this expression is expected to have type game state, but here has the type whatever. So now since I have the first one, these other ones are actually giving me the right error message. But since before this one had the wrong one, okay, we need a let gamepad state. See, and all this just to get rid of some flicker. But yes, I suppose. Gamepad state. Alright, now I can update. Okay, update the high score state. That. We'll do the gamepad state. Let's learn to type keyboard state, game state. But it's expecting, oh, you should be returning a function. Because title screen's a function. No, it's not. Now we're cool. And now one last bit here. Go keyboard state, gamepad state. And of course, that's just so that we have, that's just so we have the state being put on there. Because now this one, oh, pause state does. Oh, because it's got the board state. So pause state is cool. All right, the play state, pause state. So now we still have this. So is the key down or the buttons contain back, and I don't. I gotta have a something, don't I? Yoy. Alright. Gotta be something. Update utility. Where's my... Get my gamepad buttons. Get keyboard keys. Get keyboard presses. See, and I don't need a board state here. What I really want to do... So keys pressed and buttons. Because I would like a function sort of like this. So we'll call it get inputs. There's keyboard state, gamepad state, and I don't care about the board state in the slightest. So I got the old keyboard state, then the new keyboard state, and the old gamepad state. Gamepad state. So I replace this with that. I replace this with that. I don't have... I don't care about that. And I only care about keys pressed on buttons. But can I then... Yeah, and then actually I can use let keys pressed buttons equal get inputs state dot keyboard state board state gamepad state. That's actually the gamepad state. And if it's a gamepad state, keys pressed, buttons, and right. And there's no reason that shouldn't work. Okay, this is cool. Then maybe X, Y, start back, and well, let's keys.f1, keys.f2, f2, f3, keys.f4, keys.f, it goes all the way up to f5, and then keys.left, keys.right. Do this. There. F1 through F5. Do I have any other keys that I care about? So get input state. Let's call it get input changes. And we'll call it get input changes. Okay. Alright. And now, so the play state and whatever, that's all cool. But in the about state, which state is get the state. So one of the things we're going to need to do is in my title screen, I got to pass K and G. Let's get to the title screen. Keyboard state. Gamepad state. Well, it's actually the old one. So I have it in options. It's called old. Okay. We'll just copy from there. It's old keyboard state and a new keyboard state. Let key presses and buttons equal get input changes. Do I have a actions? Where is get? It's update utility, right? Input changes. So we have the old keyboard state, and the keyboard state, old gamepad state. Okay. Then really, if poultry presses contains or buttons dot contains. Cool. So now this should work correctly. What's the next one? So now that's build. Okay. Help state. Update the help state. I'm really going to just borrow that line. Key presses dot contains. And that's all that. And then the next guy. KG. The about state. There's that. And we gotta borrow these things. What did I just do? About state. So there those are. And it's key presses dot contains. Cool. Buttons contains. Should work. The rest of all those have the board state. KG. Real update. High score is the last one. So we're going to grab those. High score state. I'm going to borrow this line as well. And that's key presses dot contains. Alright, and now it is all consistent. Do you build? Let's get it going. It's still. I have to actually push the button. So A. 6, 5. High scores. I changed the game API key so we don't see any. And instructions. So I have. All right. So it appears that I've straightened out the input. And that was the last clunky part. And then let's take a look at our assembly info has assembly info, so assembly info stays that way. My constants are good to go. Utility does random things. I see no reason to change this. Board state. Yeah, looks a little homegrown, but I mean, I could come up with a better way of storing these, but my timers are in a map. That's all that's important. High score works. Game state is cool. The new game creates it appropriately. My game state is set to title screen. All this stuff is, I mean, yeah. There's quite a bit. How many lines I got in here? Kind of. There's a lot going on here. I got 229 lines. Could I split it up? Sure. Am I gonna? No. Asset type. That one looks okay. And assets. You know what I didn't do? I didn't get my own stupid. Where are you? Where do I have that then? Somewhere in here is the get your own sound effect. I should probably fix that up. But do I really care? Or am I done? Oh, that's right. It's under render utility. So here it is. Here's the marker saying get your own sound effects. Pickup freeze and pickup heart. Is it okay that they have the same sounds? I think it is. Is that me being lazy? Maybe it is. But does it? If they both make a sound? I guess that's just them absolutely disgusted with the. Not disgusted. That's not a good term. Disappointed by the MGCB, the thing that makes the XNB files. It's just sort of oh, really? I gotta do this thing and make XNBs and put this over, and I get why. I really do. But in which case, if I'm doing that, then I don't need then I may as well do that. Right? Yeah, why pretend? Is this the idiomatic way to do it? Probably not. I do know that it are legal. So we'll leave the same sound effect, and it's really just a pickup sound effect and an over sound effect. I'm not going to bother renaming them at this point. Just looking, is there anything major left here? The renders we just got through. We got through redoing. So we're cool there. Leaving that, thou shalt not use any textures before the playfield. Yeah, we're looking good. All right. Now, are these the greatest things in the world? No. Especially this one. This one, hey, there's this, and this, then process the score. And yeah, tell me that's not a code smell. It is. Should it be smoother? Should it be better? Should it process a little better? Yeah. What happens if there's an error? I don't know. You know, this isn't so bad. And really, see, on average, each of these episodes somewhere around, some short, some long, but somewhere around 45 minutes for each episode. 24 of them, so 3/4 of 24. So about 18, call it 18 hours? 15 to 18. No, call it more like 20 because there were some times that I was not on camera. I was doing things. So about 20 hours, and starting from absolutely nothing, managed to make a game in F# using monogame. There's some parts I don't like that I didn't get to do. I really wish there would have been a decent solution for text input. But there isn't. Not in monogame, not in a way that really severely limits what kind of keyboard you can use. I'm hoping in a jump over move to SDL that we can do a lot better. But so, let's play. Here's a game. It's done. What are we doing? Talk. Let's stop talking. Let's play. Time to play our game. Living the dream. You know, could I put music in? Sure. But, you know, I don't write music. Do you write music? Maybe you do. I'm not an artist, I'm not a musician. I make games. Then I suppose it's a... Nowadays people are a lot better artists, I suppose. But so it sucks up about half of my time. Oh, killing me. Sucks up about half of my time to get to a point where I actually have 10, score of 10. So really, it's not really that great of a game, is it? No, but it has the various things, and so we got to take a look at all the kinds of stuff that a game needs. We've got online high scores when properly configured, and it will be, because I'm going to leave it checked in with the wrong game API because I don't want other people hacking it. It says talks about bandits and I don't know. It's I have to take a look at like brigands or something. Talks about bad people in the GameJolt API. Malcontents and ne'er-do-wells. I don't think that's the term either, but it's something along those lines. Yes, don't let those people get... Gotta get... I suppose it's moderately entertaining. I mean, for something being on a single play field. Whoop. And get it. Faster. Oh. See, that's a waste. It's a waste to get the heart anytime before. And here's another thing. Okay, I could have had could have something to show me which trophies I have. That I could have done. I guess I decided against it. But, you know, you can look at it on GameJolt. And actually, if you play this game and you get those things, you will get experience points on GameJolt. I can't because it's my game. But you certainly could, and I recommend that you do so. And hey, any budding artists out there wanna just have some drop-in replacement PNGs to put on this bad boy? Why am I doing this? I should do this. Okay, about to look for a snowflake. Oh, all the way over there. Ooh. Of course, it's not exactly pixel perfect collision either, but it's good enough. Good enough. I think this is a piece of work to be proud of. Oop, get it back, get him. I'm just wondering, can I get to 40? No, I can. Well, because it took me about 30 seconds. Ooh. Took me 30 seconds to get the first snowflake. So that's probably not the way to go about it. The thing is, like, you want to get... So if it takes me about 3 seconds to get to the freeze, or so, yeah, it takes about 3 seconds to get to the freeze once it's done. So so I've got about another 6 times that I can hit the freeze. So if I say that I need to get a freeze, because what was it, like 40 times? So it's 5, 10, 20, 40. I think I may have to nerf how many times that is. But in any case. So yeah, final episode, episode 24. We're just playing it out. Seeing if there's any last minute anything we want to do to it. Get that. And we're about to have freeze. Okay, that one only took 1 second. So really you still need to be watching the clocks. Want to get to it as quickly as you can. I do really like the mechanism where I'm managing 2 clocks. 1. You know, is this it's not a bad hobbyist game. Not a bad little game to try out on. It's easy to understand. Straightforward. It was a lot of fun to write. And I did get a good chance to see what I can do with monogame and F sharp. So I don't regret this game. This game's a good game. It'll sit there on GameJolt. People to download. Do as they will. I have to put some sort of instruction thing together saying, yep, this is how you actually get a high score. This is how you get your trophies. And don't me tell you, I was so bummed. Oh, let's just eat all the hearts. I'll tell you now. We're getting close to time, so we want to stay down. Because there is actually just a trophy for how many times you get the heart. So you could, at this point, just like eat a mass of hearts. Go. Boing, boing. As long as I don't leave myself fewer than 10 points. Let me come out of freeze. Where are we going to be at? make sure you got at least 15. Now, this game can go a while. Alright. Thanks so much for coming with me on this project. We are now done, and the only thing left for me for this project here is to get it uploaded to GameDev and get that part finished. It's been a long journey, and thank you for being on it. As always, like and subscribe to these videos, and there will be a project 2. Project 2 is going to be interesting. I don't know how much game we're going to get to because we're taking well, I'll just show you. We're going SDL 2.0.4. So here we are. Oh, not a source snapshot. Go to SDL. And we're going to download it. And there are plenty of bindings that they have for this. Forget where, but basically there's a binding for C#, but there isn't one for F#. And a lot of these functions, this is old old style C stuff. It's not old by any means. It is a modern thing used by lots and lots of things. But you take a look here, and you look at something like here's SDL init, and a uint32 flags, and these are some pound defines. So in order to make an F# binding, we get to p-invoke here into SDL init, and that's going to be some interesting stuff. I'm not going to make a complete F# binding for SDL. I'm going to put the pieces that we need, and I probably will put a couple of extra things in there, but I'm not going to go crazy and going, yep, we're going to completely do stuff. For example, there's some thread management stuff. It's like, no, we're good, and mute. But some of these things we're not going to bother with, and most of these things, though, we will. And also, we will take a look at a couple other. Where's the? There's like SDL, a couple other ones. There's like SDL image, SDL image 2.0. There's other SDL image 2.0, so that you can actually loading things that aren't BMPs, because with regular old STL or SDL, I think you can load a BMP, and that's what you can load. That's it. So you want to be able to load PNGs and other things, and so that's what we're going to do. And thanks so much for being a part of this, and we'll see you next time.